bend the walls, play with your...
Hey guys, it's Fangbit Games here with a new series. And this one's going to be a little bit different because, as you see, I'm not on my computer for once. I am sitting here face to face for the first time on this channel. And it's just a new series I'm doing called All You Need to Know About... I think I got that right. Yeah, All You Need to Know About, and then the topic I'm doing. For the first episode of this series, I am doing All You Need to Know About Transgender history. I took important topics in the US mostly, and then I did important deaths that have happened, but we'll get to that, so let's just jump into it. This one's going to be a little bit unprofessional because I have my notes here. I do not have a script or anything. I'm just going to go with it and hopefully adjust it throughout the next episodes to get it a little bit better. And I'm also sorry because my hair is a little bit messy, but it's whatever. But anyways, the first thing we were talking about is, I'm sorry if I say this wrong, Saliva River. Did not say that right. But she is a transgender woman who was, in the 1900s to the 2000s, that was a really big role in the transgender community. She was known for her loud, obnoxious attitude when it comes to getting her point across. She stormed the stage at a rally for gay and lesbian rights because she was refused acceptance or being allowed to partake and speak about trans rights. So she stormed the stage and yelled through the microphone about how transgenders deserve rights just as much as homosexuals do. And in the 2000s, she was the guest of the Transgender Center of, again, I'm not going to say this right, Bologna? No, I did not say that right. But at the World Pride Week, she was also arrested multiple times for fighting for her rights. She was a huge jumpstart to the transgender fight for their rights. That's all I had on her. Then we are going to be talking about the STAR, or the Street Transversite Action Revolutionaries, which was made by, I'm still not going to say it right, Saliva and Marsha P. Johnson. The point of this was to help homeless transgender youth. So they bought an old abandoned house at the Lower East Side from the Mafia, and then they hustled for money to get supplies and foods they need to provide for all the homeless people. And this lasted for 2 years before it was shut down. The house was shut down. But STAR is still a thing to this day. They help provide for other transgender programs, I guess, to help. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the Stonewall Riot. The Stonewall Inn was a gay bar or gay club in New York City. On June 28th, 1969, just after 3 a.m., the police raided Stonewall Inn. It turned violent when 3 drag queens and a lesbian started throwing bottles at the police after they were shoved in a paddy wagon, which I'm not actually sure what is, but oh well. Probably just an old car. After that, homosexual, trans, and supporters on the streets started fighting against the police. 2 policemen were slightly injured before the reinforcements arrived to stop the riot. And this was a huge event. It started it sparked a lot of other events for homosexual and transgender rights and movements. It was just a big thing for the whole LGBTQ plus community. Next, we move on to a little bit more of a sensitive topic, which is deaths in the transgender community. Sadly, the transgender homicide rate has been at all-time high for the last 2 years, which is just horrible in so many ways. And then there's also a lot of transgenders who go through depression and even commit suicide. So I'll be talking about 2 deaths today. The first one is a recent one, but a big one in the community, and it's Haiti Kater, who was raped and burned to death in Turkey. She was a trans rights activist. Her body was found on August 12th in Istanbul. Many people all throughout the community, not just transgender people, are demanding, I'm getting choked up a little bit, but are demanding for justice, because this is just absolutely horrible. I don't understand how people could do this to anyone, not even just a transgender person, but anyone. It's awful. And to honor her a little bit, I grabbed some powerful tweets that I will be putting in the video when I edit it. And these tweets were posted with the hashtag Haiti Kater, and then SERVER, which I don't really know what it means, but it's there, and that's the hashtag if you maybe want to look it up yourself. She's been a big thing. She's been all over social media, and it's awful. It's insane. But the next one we're moving on to was sadly a suicide. The next person we'll be talking about is Layla Alcorn. I think I said that right, but I'm not sure. Alcorn? I don't know. Her birth name was Josh, and she was a transgender female. She came out to her parents, and her parents did not have a good reaction to it. They went on to a whole talk about how their religion does not support it, and how it's not right, and it's just a phase. And that sadly put Layla into a depression. And then she was not given the help she needed. She was only taken to therapists that were Christian, and all they told her was that she needed to look to God for help, and she just started hating herself because everyone told her that who she was wrong. Layla felt alone, and she had no friends, and she lived with parents that just didn't accept her. So she posted a suicide note on Tumblr, I think the day after she committed suicide. The note was one of the biggest parts about Layla's suicide, because she didn't talk about her all that much. She talked about how her parents didn't accept her and how she felt a little bit, and she mentioned how she didn't want to live life if she could as a transgender, but she didn't go into detail. She just said it would be too lengthy. But she talked about how she even told her friends about being transgender, but she still felt alone. And a lot of hate was put on her parents, because even after her death, her parents were using male pronouns and Josh and calling them their son, calling her their son. And it's ridiculous, because like, that's why this whole thing started, and you're still gonna do it? It's insane. They got a lot of hate for it, even though they were trying to say they loved her, but I don't know. It's insane that they would still call her by male pronouns. Layla ended her suicide note with "Fix society, please." She ended her suicide note with a plead. And honestly, our society is so broken, it's gonna take a long time to fix. But I want to end this on a high note. As much as transgenders suffer, and probably will suffer in the future still, we will earn our rights. We will get to celebrate one day that we don't have to worry about what bathroom we go to in the public, or we don't have to worry about being accepted, or any type of laws or anything that holds us back from being us. We won't have to worry about jobs, we won't have to worry about anything. Even though it's going to be a long journey. And please, for any of you who are transgender and have depression, please call this transgender hotline that I will flash on screen. And my heart goes out to all the transgender people that have been killed or have killed themselves. They didn't deserve that. None of them did. But now, moving on from the whole thing, now just talking about the series. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's honestly really fun to just do the research, and there's honestly a lot more that I didn't write down just because it's the first video. I didn't want to overwhelm myself and try to do it all. But the next one will be everything you need to know about dragons, or all you need to know about dragons. Yeah. Because dragons are fucking awesome, and I honestly love them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.